Autism Spectrum Disorder by Jessica Elliott. Children diagnosed with ASD are considered a minority, and their diagnosis can impact on their literacy and numeracy education. Tony Atwood reports that 1 in 88 children are diagnosed with ASD in the United States of America, with a similar prevalence estimated in Australia. Kreeser and White suggest ASD is considered a predominantly male disorder. Fombone reports a gender ratio of diagnosis as 4 males to every 1 female. Females generally display less challenging behaviours, better social abilities and fewer compulsive behaviours according to Atwood, Fattery, Gilberg, Coleman. Weintraub has reported an increased rate of diagnosis of ASD, meaning educators need to have an understanding of suitable teaching practices for children with ASD. Jang reports that ASD is a neurodevelopmental disorder characterised by deficits in social communication and interaction, as well as restrictive and repetitive patterns of behaviour. Given ASD is a spectrum disorder, there is a wide range of ways children are affected by it. The DSM 5th edition describes 3 levels of severity, including requiring very substantial support, requiring substantial support, and requiring support. ASD has a high rate of comorbidity with ADHD. 28.2% of people diagnosed with ASD have ADHD as well. Symptoms of ASD include difficulty seeing cause and effect relationships, focusing on details, difficulty sequencing, distractibility, compulsiveness, visual thinking, difficulty showing social reciprocity, extreme adherence to routines, ritualised patterns of behaviour, extreme sensory hypo or hyperreactivity, non-verbal communication, and repetitive speech. Literacy and autism spectrum disorder. Listening, reading, viewing and writing make up literacy in the Australian curriculum. Children with ASD can often decode words but have trouble with comprehension. Children with ASD struggle with writing. Possible reasons include literal thinking, inability to understand abstract concepts, and difficulty imagining possible scenarios. Teaching strategies for autism spectrum disorder. Explicit instruction of comprehension strategies can include the use of think alouds to demonstrate and teach prediction strategies such as guess the ending. Additional comprehension instruction strategies can include the use of role play for students to become the character and offering multiple ways to answer comprehension questions. Adjustments for writing can include the use of photos or storybook as visual prompts and classroom discussions surrounding writing topics prior to writing starting. Additional writing adjustments can include allowing students to have a scribe, the use of technology or their preferred writing material, and displaying word walls around the classroom. Numeracy and autism spectrum disorder. The 6 key ideas for numeracy in the Australian curriculum include estimating and calculating with whole numbers, recognising and using patterns and relationships, using fractions, decimals, percentages, ratios and rates, using spatial reasoning, and interpreting statistical information. Numeracy difficulties for children with ASD can include comprehending word problems and conceptual understanding of abstract concepts. Teaching strategies for ASD. Explicit instruction of mathematical ideas should include the use of concrete, representational, abstract approach to introducing new topics, as well as simplifying word problems or allowing the algorithm only to be solved. Additional teaching strategies for the instruction of mathematical ideas should include problems being broken down into smaller steps and fewer questions to a page, as well as checklists and step-by-step instructions, including naming worksheets, so the focus is on answering the problems. Families and autism spectrum disorder. Parental involvement in their ASD child's education directly influences the number of and quality of services offered to students. However, the severity of the child's behaviour can cause parents to become less involved in the school environment. Educators and families should work together. Educators should understand the family's perspective and experiences, Understand factors such as family size, cultural background, and socioeconomic status, and promote family involvement at school.